Alright, hey guys, what's up? Going to talk to you a little bit about the game EVE Online today. Specifically, I want to talk about Planetary Interaction, or PI, as the boss mans talk about it. To start off this, hopefully that background noise goes away at some time soon. I don't know what the heck that is. But anyways, yeah, we're going to talk about PI and how you can get started in it as a newbro up until a professional player. And by professional, I mean somebody with multiple accounts, somebody that does it as like their primary income source. I can kind of talk about this because I think I have 5 PI characters right now. Don't have max skills. I don't really like the max skill things, but anyways, we're going to talk about it from the ground up. So first off, what you want to do is actually, I'm just going to undock here. You need to find a solar system that's good for it. Right now I'm looking in high sec, so don't expect a whole lot to be awesome, because how it goes is the scale is high sec, low sec, null sec, and then wormhole space is the absolute best. So first, what you can do when you get into a system is you can click on the current planet, or solar system, I'm sorry, and look and see what kind of planets it has. Now each planet has a specific, like a set number of resources, or resources specific to that planet, and that varies based on the planets. Each type, as you can clearly see, there's different types of planets. I'm also going to show you a few internet resources that are very good and helpful in starting off PI. Alright, so first off, want to open your favorite browser. This is Chrome specifically. I have a whole EVE Online bookmark tab that it won't pop up and show you, but first off, the one that you want to go to, which is a really good one, is this website. It's called eveplanets.com. What you can do is you can type in any solar system name and it'll tell you what planetary commodities you can have in there. Like let me see if I currently am. Sorry, I accidentally bumped my mic there, so there might be a lot of static. I'll try and mute that out. But see, you can see, okay, these are the planets here that are in the system, and it shows you the P1 or T2 PI. I'm screwing everything up right now, but you can see all the different planetary interaction things you can create from this. Like here for the P4, which you don't really want to do unless you have like at least 3 characters doing it, because it's pretty intensive. You can make all this stuff here, and on this website it's really nice because you can click on it and it has a little checkbox here that shows you which planets you can get all the materials you need, and then over here you can click expand and scroll over and you can see the entire required thing, which is pretty cool. I like this. Now, a site that I like to use along with it in tandem, because I don't really like this whole tier setup. It's not very visually comprehensive to me. It doesn't really give me the information I need. So I also use Ulysses PI scheme thing. That's what thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw that on there. Now, I don't know any of these, for credit where it's due. But this shows you, like, if I want to make where mainframes, it shows me, okay, I'm pointing at my screen, but you can't see it. All the P3, P2 that goes into those P3, and so on. It's kind of the same thing, it's just a little bit more visual, and also you can look at the P1 and it shows you which planets they're on. You can use it, and it really helps you plan out what you want to make. So let's go back to that other one. I'm going to open up a new tab here. Sorry for the flashing lights. So let's go back to an RO, and we'll see what we can make there. We're just going to pick a P2. Since I'm only going to use one character, I'll bring up my skills in a little bit. But yeah, let's make nanites. Let's do that. Let's make nanites. That's going to be our preferred scheme. So I select it. Again, there's a truck speeding by my house again. I'm sorry about that. And these are the things we need. So we can go over to Ulysses. We can find nanites. Okay, so what we need is bacteria and reactive metals. So we need to pick one of those 4 planets to choose from. And then let's go back. And then up here, we can choose from any of those. Now that's a really good combination, and since there's so many planet options, especially in this system, what we can do is we can have multiple planets extracting the same thing to help with our scheme. Alright, so we're back in game, and now what we want to do is we want to look at each individual planet, because it's important. We need to see what exactly we need to draw from, or not to draw from, what quantities we can look at from these planets. So what you're going to do is just right click I apologize for all you veteran players that actually know what you're doing, but this is geared more towards the new people that want to get into PI. So actually, let's click on this, select a planet, and what we can do, once we're looking at it, we can view in planet mode. And now this whole screen comes up. Now this can be a little confusing. First off, I want to click on scan here. This will show us what resources we can find where on the planet. Now if you notice, I have no filter selected. Hold on a second, let me switch chats there real quick. Don't want you guys seeing what's going on in the corp. Sorry, my mouth is a little dry right now. But now what we can do is we can open up our web page here. We can take a look at it again, go to nanites, and see we need a reactive metals, which comes from base metals, which is the P0 that we're going to be drawing from, which we can get on a barren planet. So here, let's go back to game. And we're looking for base metals to get the reactive metals from. Now if you see here, there's not a whole lot. Like if I drag this out there, you barely see anything. I don't even know if you'll be able to pick that up. Oh, it does a little bit. This green region, or bluish green region here. But if we take this and slide it back down, see it starts to come out. Now what you want to do is you want to stop it right when white starts to show, like right there. That's exactly what you want to see. You want to see the smallest patches of white possible. And then let's zoom out again. And then let's look for the biggest patch we can find, which I think we were on it right away, so we guessed pretty good. Oh, that's pretty good. That's good. Okay, now what you want to do, once you found what you think is the biggest one, let's expand it a little bit and see how it expands. Alright, there we go. Seems like that area over on the right side over here expands a little bit faster. Because what's going to happen when you draw from this continually is the planet's going to slowly run out of resources. So you got to figure out, okay, is this a big enough area that I can extract from? Alright, yeah, so I think what we're going to do is when we come back, we're going to come back. We don't have our command modules right now. We're just doing our basic market research, so that way we're not wasting our money. So that's important, especially when you're a new player. Money is hard to come by. Even after a year, money can be kind of hard to come by for me, and I'm almost capital capable. Alright, so that's good. We have one good barren planet. So that means we can pick up... I'll talk about that in a sec, actually. Being all cryptic now. Alright, so let's go back. Let's go back to our website. Go to nanites. And then bacteria. Alright, so from my experience, what I can tell you is that bacteria comes better from either the oceanic... the oceanic, barren, and temperate. Ice, I haven't really had a whole lot of experience from. Usually I draw pretty good amounts from a barren planet, but keep in mind that's in a class 5 wormhole, so I don't really know about high sec. So let's go over to this website and see what we have to deal with again. Alright, we're going to try for that temperate planet. That's what we're going to go for. Let's go back and check it out. Where's the temperate? Alright, planet 8? Yeah. Alright, let's view that in planet mode. Minimize this. Alright, so now... Oh, I'm sorry, I completely forgot to show you what that comes from. Bacteria comes from microorganisms. Sorry, I never showed that to you. Alright, now. Now we can go back. So microorganisms. Alright, let's go full scan first. Okay, not a whole lot. Oh, there's this green section. That looks promising. Alright, let's start to bring it down. And there we go. Remember, stop. Let's look around. Ooh. Well, this is solid. Those are good. See, I like to see, like, this grouping here. Like, they're a little bit of distance apart, but I like to see... this is the bigger one, I think. That's close. But this grouping means that there's going to be more generally in the vicinity. So we're going to go with this one when we come back. I'll do this really quick when you come back. I won't go through the process this slowly. So let's do that. Now what we want to do is let's exit out of this. And actually, oh wow, I drifted quite a far away from that station. I'm going to actually bookmark this as an arrow. Planet. This is planet 10. Tech 4. Safe. Undock. Alright, I'm going to actually save this for my corp here real quick. Alright, let's dock back up. Hopefully this isn't going too fast for you guys. I highly doubt it is, but it might be. Oh, and another thing. This is recent, as of April 27th, 2016, the day of the Citadel release. Just so everybody's aware, if it's 3 years from now, the video might not be up to date. And also another thing to keep in mind, things are going to vary based on your system. Things aren't always going to come out to be exactly the same. In low sec, it's going to be a little easier, but also more dangerous. Wormhole space is pretty good. That's my favorite. I prefer wormhole space. Okay. Ignore the number of ships that I have. I don't know why I opened that up. Alright, let's go to the regional market. Now what we're going to need for each one to set up is just a command center. So we can just do command center. Alright. Now remember the planets that we had? We need one barren. Let's get a barren one. And then we needed one temperate. One temperate command center. Now what I just did is, since there's none in station here, is I'm gonna have to go pick those up. So what I can do to pick those up, personal locations, I lied, don't do that. That's a bad way to do it. Go to transactions. See, I can see where this place is. So I can location, set desto. Sweet. Now, do I have anything capable of carrying these? Okay, another thing, command centers are 1000 M3 per. So, nope. Alright, looks like it's a big boy. We're taking the Pravi over there. Don't worry. I don't think I need to talk to you about that. Actually, I could probably use a little bit of the time to talk about some stuff. The thing with PI is it's kind of like the same thing as industry. I don't know any of you guys that are good at industrial stuff, but warp to location within 0. Perfect. That's why safe undocks are awesome. You can just warp out immediately. It really helps in JITA, for those of you that aren't aware. Just burn straight out from the undock and create like a 400 kilometer undock. It's awesome. I'm gonna stop as soon as I come out of this. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, PI is really similar to industry. If you have to let product sit around, if you have to just stare at it, you're losing money. So that's the whole mentality we're going to be focusing on when we're talking about this, is we're going to try and keep everything moving. We don't want anything sitting around, and we don't want to have to just, we're not going to use storage facilities. Okay? Alright, welcome back. We're about to dock up at the station. We're going to pick everything up. You probably don't need to welcome back, because I'm going to cut that whole break out. I actually went away and watched a YouTube video for a little while, just because it takes so long. Alright, let's open up our cargo hold. Oh, I actually have a ship in my cargo. That's awkward. Alright, here's the 2 command centers. We're going to drop those in. Sweet. Another thing that I forgot to mention before that you should definitely pick up. Let me verify the ship name before I do it. I can never remember Galente ship names. Where are you? Epithal. Yep. You want to pick up an Epithal if you can. There's none in station here, so I'll get one later. And I'll have a video talking about how to like move everything around and how to set everything up. So now what we can do is let's just set our destination back to an RO. I want to talk about something else real quick. Let's talk about skills while that's working. Let me open up my skills here, not chat. That's not what I wanted. Skills. All right. So I'm gonna black out my skills so you can't see them. Hopefully, if I remember to do that. Probably won't, but I'll try. Let's initiate warp here. People are arguing in Spectre Fleet about citadels and stuff, so that's always cool. But your skills. Can I show all of the skills? No, I can't. Okay, so these are the skills I have. I currently have command center upgrades to level 4, which doesn't take a long time. It takes like maybe 16 hours tops. But that's a good one because each one of these allows you to make your planet, give it more power grid and CPU, which is very important for this setup. I would recommend level 3 as a bare minimum. Interplanetary consolidation gives you an extra planet. You start with 1 before you even train the skill, and then you get up to 6 with level 5. I trained it to 3. Level 4 might be useful to you. Level 4 would be pretty useful if you're doing 1 pilot, but it is by no means a requirement. I would say level 3 is a pretty solid place to be if you're just doing this for passive income. Remote sensing is required for a few of the other things. Let me just make sure what it's required for. planetology. That's it. It's only required for planetology, which what does that do? Allows you to better interpret data from scans. Okay. I didn't have this skill until a couple months ago because I didn't even remember it. I totally forgot about it. As you can see, I don't have many points in planetary management. It's not really a super useful thing. What was the other one that I forgot? Let me look for that real quick. There's one that I needed. No. Let's bring up the market. This is a nice way to search for things. If you... Audio is going to go blank for you for a couple seconds, hopefully. But I just accidentally hit my mic. I'm so clumsy. Ooh. Alright, let's go to skills. Go to planetary management. Advanced planetary consolidation. Planetology. What is this again? Hold on. Let's bring up those descriptions. Maybe I didn't forget one. Maybe I do have them all. Yeah, these ones will help. Planetology and advanced planetology will help, but are by no means a requirement. So those are the requirements, I would say, are what I have. Command center upgrades, planetary consolidation, and remote sensing. I actually wrote a document up about this that if you guys are interested, I can email to you. Let me pull it up real quick. Sent PI. Alright, what did I put down as the skill requirements? Where did I put those? Yeah. Planetary consolidation level 2, command center upgrades level 3, remote sensing level 3, and planetology level 3. Those are really good skills to have, and as you can see here, I added it up. It's less than 2 days total time, less than 48 hours to train it. Train it over a weekday while you're doing schoolwork, or just train it when you're busy. It doesn't take a long time. Totally worth it, by the way. Absolutely wonderful payoff. Alright, let's get back into system here real quick. Let's pull up the planet. We can pull up this. Planetary colonies is an important tab to have. How you find that, if you don't have it already out there, is go to business in your thinger, the Neocom. Grab planetary colonies and drag it over to the box. Super helpful. But alright, now let's get started in setting this up. This is going to be a very basic tier 1 setup. Let's start with the Baron. View in planet mode. Alright, remember how we did everything before? I'm just going to go through it really quick. I'm not going to talk about it, I'm just going to do it. Alright, so I found the white spot. Where's that one spot we were talking about? I think it's over here. Alright, now let's drag it down a little bit more. Yep, this is going to be a good spot. Alright, to build it, now here's the cool thing about PI. You don't even need to be near the planet to do it. You can just be hanging out in a POS, hanging out right on the undock, if you're in low sec or null sec, or like I said, a POS, anywhere. It works totally fine. Same mechanics everywhere in space. What you do, command centers. Oops, notifications just went off. Grab your command center and plop it down anywhere. Doesn't matter where. Now quickly submit that, and then click on it again, and click on this circle here to upgrade. You want to do the maxed upgrade. This only has cost me 2.7 million. I will easily make that back within 24 hours. No problem. Okay, well in high sec maybe closer to 48, but still you'll make it back right away. Alright, that's done. Submit it. Cool. We've got that. Now let's ignore that for the rest of our lives, shall we? Let's make this real small. Now what we want to do is let's grab a spaceport. That's where, no, that's not where all this starts. I was going to say it starts. You want to grab an extractor unit. And look at the radius. See, that's got a nice circumference of the area. We don't need to do that right away. Let's grab the spaceport, Baron launch pad, and let's place it as close as humanly possible. That's the goal. We want to make these as close as possible, especially on gas planets, because these links cost power grid and CPU, and on gas planets things are really far apart. So the first thing I like to do is find this link and upgrade it immediately. Don't know if it's necessary in high sec, but it definitely is necessary in wormhole space and null sec. Now if you notice, this has been updated here. We can now have a thing on our planetary colonies. I keep saying thing, I don't know why. And we can use this to look at everything, and also when you're warping around you can do to that. But we'll talk about that in another video on how to collect and maintain PI. Alright, let's submit that real quick. Alright, next we want to click on this. This is the extractor control menu. Now these are all for extractors. This thing here shows us our graph for when we get it, but first we want to search for our material, click on base metals. Now let's activate a bunch of these. I like to go for a full rack. Especially in high sec, you're going to need everything. And now what you want to do is set your time frame. I set mine for 24 hours because I manage this a lot. And now you want to drag each one of these individual extractors into the white zone, because that's your highest density area. Make sure none of them overlap. That's important because otherwise they start to go down in efficiency. But alright, let's look at this here. Okay, so how much are we bringing in? Our per hour total is about 27,000 units. Okay, that's good. That's actually pretty decent. Now this number will go down over the weeks, but this is a good starting place. Now what you want to do is just install it right away and then submit that so it starts its cycle, because now what you can see is it's on a 15-minute cycle right here. Anything over a day and 30 minutes will become a 30-minute cycle, and then I think after 2 days it becomes an hour-long cycle, and then anything after 7 days, I think it's either 7 or 4 days, becomes a 2-hour cycle, and you want to keep them to 15-minute cycles, and I'll explain why in a second. Now we're going to processors. You want to get a basic industry processor, and let's create that link. Don't need to upgrade it. And let's take a look at this. We want to make reactive metals, so let's click on that. Now it tells you the output. You get 20 reactive metals per 3,000 base metals that you extract, and the cycle time is 30 minutes. Do a little math, and that means you can process 6,000 units of base metals every hour. So let's go back over here, and the per hour average, it went down since I submitted it, but it was at 27,000 when I did it, and that means 27,000 divided by 6 isn't quite 5, it's a little less, which means we can handle 4 of these running constantly, and that's what we want to go for. So we want to quick grab 4 of these. Let's all link them up really quick. Okay, cool. Next thing is submit these for one. Go around to each of these, and you want to find your whatever specific template you need, which in our case is reactive metals, and let's install that. So now it's installed. Now it knows what it's making. Now grab the product. This is the products tab right here. Click on it, then create a route to the spaceport. I do that for every single one. Alright, submit that when you're done. And then let's go to the extractor control unit. That's not the button I wanted to do. I want to go to the products, and you can see what it has, and let's create a route. Nope, wrong place. I want to take this and route it directly to the spaceport. If I can click the right button, that is. Come on. Click there. Awesome. Alright, now from here, let's do routes. We want incoming. We want this. Let's create a route, and we want to create a route for this to every single one of these processors. Boom. Alright, now what you do to verify that you did it right is go to each one, check its routes, and make sure there's an incoming for the right thing and an outgoing. So let's verify real quick. Alright, very cool. Got that all set up. It's all running. Now remember what I said, this is a no storage setup, so we're trying to store as little stuff as possible, which is why we don't have a storage facility. Those might come in later on a design, but for now we're not using them on these base 1 planets. Now the other planet that we're going to set up is exactly the same. It's the exact same setup, same process, except extracting a different thing. So I'm not going to show you that because you've already seen this. You don't need to see me do it again. But then next time, we're going to talk about how do you properly manage everything and how do you move everything around. So at that point, I will talk to you then.